nice home debut for him and his family. At this rate, we very well could see him back up potentially, but we'll see about that. On the 26th, it was announced that Wenceel Perez will not require surgery for his fractured orbital bone from his band accident. However, he did say this is an injury right now that is not healing very fast. So they must have gotten the diagnosis and prognosis that surgery would take substantially longer, or at least a greater risk. But obviously, he's still in a great deal amount of pain right now. So hopefully the best for him on that road to recovery as well for Wenceel. But on the same day, Scott Harris acquired relief pitcher, right-hand pitcher Connor Fenlong from Lake Country of the American Association. I have no idea if this is even a real association or where they play their games, because I'm halfway thinking it's not in the United States, because even though it says American.
Made up. This is one of Scott Harris's like buddies from high school or something. A friend of a friend. He's just looking out for somebody, because come on, that don't even sound real.
Sounds like he got a LinkedIn message and decided to help this guy out.
Hey, I hear you're taking anybody. Check me out, man. Check out my YouTube.
Bro, we're going to put you out there. We're going to get you an open trout, and you're going to get a 40-man spot.
Why not?
So they got him, which they have not really done anything with him yet. So I would assume he's got to be 40-man, because it was not listed as a minor league deal, which would tell me he would be on whatever team he'd be assigned to. So more to be on that, hopefully in the next few days here. But they also had claimed relief pitcher Yilber Diaz from the Diamondbacks off waivers, and also transitioned Perez the 60-day IL. But Diaz is already injured, so he is actually being added to Toledo's injured list as a minor leaguer. So whenever he's available to come back, I don't even know what he's hurt from, honestly. So if he deem him to be healthy and he clears rehab, whatever, then his contract would end up being purchased, and someone else would have to go away in that regard. And then other than that, on the 27th, they formally had moved Diaz to the Toledo injury list the following day. So, but that's pretty much it in terms of the injury updates. There were some minor updates about Joe potentially pitching a bullpen session here, but he's still, probably 8 weeks away roughly from potentially being back. But who knows what that team and situation looks like at that point of the year.
I think he's doing bullpens though, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing some bullpens, but I think it's probably limited. Like they got to ramp him up and everything. So I would imagine he's going to probably start, if he can give it his all, go 1-2 innings and then kind of build himself up through there. And then wherever they want to put him for, 4, 5, 6 innings to get him stretched out. Pause.
All right. So down on the farm, first and foremost, Ben Malgeri got the call up about a week ago, and he's looked pretty good. He's already got his first RBI. He's hitting .333. I think he worked a walk either in extra innings or in the 9th inning. I think it was extra innings. He got the pinch hit at bat, but good to see him get some early success. Obviously, Trey Cruz was not, did not have such success early on. So we'll see how long he sticks around, but solid bet. So as far as the actual farm players are concerned right now, Kenny Serwa, the knuckleball guy, I think he's in Double-A right now. He's got a 1.27 ERA this month. Chase Young has been heating up a little bit. He could be, should be on everybody's radar to be a possible call up pretty soon. He had a grand slam on Friday. The Mudhens in general had scored a ton of runs. They scored 16 on Tuesday, 10 on Wednesday, rained out on Thursday, and scored 8 on Friday. So a lot of offense to go around in Toledo. Eduardo Valencia hit his 13th home run on Friday. Another guy, first baseman that could be possibly at least on the September call up list. Bryce Renier. Wow. He's at the time of the graphic, he was hitting 357 with 6 multi-hit games in his last 8. But today or yesterday, he hit this was yesterday, hit a massive, monstrous home run to the pull side, which we always, are excited about, 487 feet. So, yeah, any question of whether or not the swing and the mechanics is back in motion. This is not, he seems pretty, he's like 6'3", 6'4". I don't know. He's probably filled out his frame a little bit, but I don't think he's done growing into his frame. And, the exit velocity numbers have been, pretty crazy, but in a lot of it to the center to, left field, variety. But now that he's hitting it in the air to the pull side, it's starting to get real spooky out there. So certainly by the All-Star break, I feel like we should see him at the AA level. Not much going on in Erie right now. So, what would it hurt? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Toledo, the bats are hot in Toledo. And Bryce Rainier is probably the hottest name. I didn't really see too much on Max Clark. He may have hit a home run this week. I'm not sure. I feel like he did. Hit a home run this week.
Could have been early in that series.
Yeah. Like I said, they had 16 runs on Tuesday. So something tells me somebody gets some home runs. So if you're bored and want to know what happened, just check those box scores. But that's all we have as far as down on the farm. Let's talk about what's going on around the league. Anything jumping out at you? I got a few different topics or things that piqued my interest, though.
Yeah, not too much. I think the one that I did see, and it was another, downer for the Royals. They're probably one of their better starters and veterans. Cole Reagan is going to undergo elbow surgery on Wednesday, so I'm not sure if that pretty much KOs him for the rest of the year. But a team that's already struggling, guys like Jack Caglione, despite Bobby Witt Jr.'s MVP-like season right now, at least from a early voting standpoint prediction. He's up there top 2 or 3 now that, Judge has been officially eliminated due to probably not being able to have enough games or at-bats to qualify, and older veterans on that team. So a change of the guard there it feels like it's upcoming for sure. But in terms of the rest of the league, I think you hit the nail on the head. And it involves the 2 teams in our division that have been fighting it out in the last 3 or 4 weeks between Chicago and Cleveland. Both down their 1A prime power star dual player Murakami and J-Ram, and those 2 teams seemingly just still haven't missed a beat. And to the point earlier about the Yankees, no Giancarlo against Detroit or Judge. Didn't really seem to matter. They got enough out of it with Jazz, but that kind of seems to be like the theme. American League hasn't really started to separate itself yet. It's still very compact. As even you look at the wild card standings, within 8, 9, 10 games, there's probably 6 of the 8 eligible teams bunched together. So not too much more news other than Kyle Schwarber also skyrocketing in MVP talk with how he is taking over the home run and power run totals in the National League, as well as the Phillies all of a sudden went from a horrible start under their previous World Series coach, and then Don Mattingly took over, and he's got the Midas touch, I guess. That team has been lights out the last 50 games, 55 games. But yeah, Dodgers keep clicking. Padres are fighting them out. We're gonna have a series with the A's as we get near the end of the show. They'll be on the schedule here, and they're fighting it out too in the AL West with Seattle and Texas. Another 3-headed, not really monster, but a 3-headed gauntlet like the AL East. So, but yeah, what were some of the points that you had? I had a very light version.
Well, did you mention the Mets? Didn't the Mets fire their manager this week?
Oh yeah. They've been so bad too that slipped under the radar for me initially, but yeah, they did fire their manager who'd been there for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he has. Speaking of home runs, Junior Caminero, talk about a guy that's that's competing with, that as far as the home run lead. I think he's got 7 home runs this week. I know we had a three home run game, but it seemed like every time I looked up, I was getting notifications for a home run from him. I think he hit 40, 50 bombs last year. Matter of fact, let me check. He hit a ton last year, and I didn't even know who he was. And I have to say, 45. He had 45 home runs last year, and doesn't say on the names. I can't find it, but yeah, he had 40. He had 45 home runs last year, and he's well on his way this year. Hunter Goodman hit 4 straight home runs, distributed between two games, because he hit a home run in his last at bat on Friday, and then his first three at bats yesterday. He hit home runs. Now he's a guy. He was an All-Star last year, and he's gotten back on it this year. You could say, product of Coors Field, but those 4 home runs in a row, he hit at Target Field, which is not exactly small stadium. Certainly isn't Coors Field. So he managed that in Minnesota. Now, Lord knows who's pitching over that way, but still, that's nothing to dumb down. Outside of that, we talked about Chicago and the Royals game. Dalton Rushing staying in the news for one reason or another. The last one is not getting into it with Shohei Ohtani, but I guess Ohtani defers to the catcher to make the challenges, which is pretty natural and regular. And Shohei is pretty certain about some of these pitches that he's kind of painting the corners with, and he's like, hey, you mind, as the catcher with the best vantage point, you should know this. Why aren't you aren't challenging this? But I don't know if some of it is just he's just now the target or what, but yeah, it seems like every week something is something's going on involving him, and he's not even the starting catcher. Now I think Will Smith. I don't know if Will Smith is hurt, but to be a backup catcher, you see a lot of headlines about Dalton Rushing. So I don't know if he's up for grabs or anything like that, but because he is a talent, but he's been making a lot of waves on a pretty veteran and pretty a pretty affluent team. So gotta find a way to be in the background a little bit more. But that's pretty much all I had, man. It's time to get back to the Tigers and what we gonna do for the rest of the season. So I had a diabolical thought. Obviously we you might see it as diabolical, but obviously we're selling. I think that we pretty much put the dirt on the casket this past week. I mean, the schedule's not going to get any easier. We're losing games in a variety of different ways. Not too much the blowouts, but now the bullpen is unraveling, and there's not a trustworthy arm in this bullpen right now. Certainly not Jansen. Best is having the worst. It's probably the worst year of his career. Finnegan's starting to unravel as well. Your best guy, one of your better guys, just got sent back down. De Jesus. Now, granted, he played a lot of. I feel like usually when you see him, we're blowing teams out. Either that or it's out of reach for us. But yeah, when the bullpen's not, when you're the combination of your bats aren't getting it done, and your bullpen can't hold a lead is a terrible recipe for disaster. Another thing I want to talk about, obviously there was a bad earthquake in Venezuela. The players have been wearing the VZ on the side of the hats. And Kiter Montero pitched a masterful game. One of the peak moments of the week outside of Dylan Dingler continuing to mash. But you could tell there was a little bit more emotion, a little more feeling when he got done with his outing. Got done with his outing, and not just because of the win, but just because you're playing with a heavy heart. You got we saw the videos of the earthquake that took place while the game was going on. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's not so bad. But you find later on, one of the former San Francisco Giant, his wife passed away in this disaster. So a lot to deal with for a lot of these Venezuelan players. They just won the World Baseball Classic. So I mean, there's a strong Venezuelan presence within the major leagues. So, but yeah, good another good effort from Kaiser Montero. We sing high praises of him all the time. I saw it online. He's a top 30. I don't know if it's a top 30 WAR player or top 30 WAR pitcher, but at any rate, for a guy like him, who's the league doesn't really know about him, but if you're a Tiger fan at on, you know what he's done in the playoffs, in reserve for all these pitchers that have been hurt. He has been the constant throughout the entire time. So I definitely wanted to acknowledge that. But yeah, my diabolical. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Did you see the of the Venezuela thing? Did you see the interview they did? I think it was that evening with Wilson Contreras of the Cubs. Very emotional interview they did with him on the field and his translator. I think it was right before the Friday night there, the national game on Apple, and they did a spot impromptu interview after the news broke, because Venezuela didn't just get one; they had two 7.0 plus earthquakes within 2 hours of each other. So that's why the damage is amplified, because they got hit not once but twice. But yeah, thoughts and sincere prayers to everyone. I mean, everything concluded from what happened with Maduro way back in January, and just the country as a whole, but just fragile in every aspect. So certainly our hearts out with them for sure. But to your point about Montero, the first hug he offered after AJ, tapped him and said, great job, was Emmanuel de Jesus, who's also a fellow Venezuelan. So the hearts will continue to be heavy for those Venezuelan-born players across the league for the next several weeks to come, as that recovery will take a long, long time down there in Venezuela. But to your point about Montero's start, that I think by far that's the most efficient and deepest start we've seen out of any starter this year, going back to game one. Now Flaherty had a good start today.
He did.
Nine strikeouts, only like 2 walks and 3 hits, but 97 pitches through 5 innings. Man, it does not help the bullpen at all, and it bit us. That extra inning, if he could try to pitch a little more contact, if we could, to get an extra inning. I mean, feels like that could have been a difference, but that's splitting hairs. We had chances on offense too and blew it, but yeah. Sorry to hijack your point about the Venezuela there.
No. And speaking of Venezuela, I think Altuve's Venezuelan. He had some words of encouragement for Hyu Lee, who's played pretty well, who actually hit a home run. Yeah, he hit a home run at some point this weekend. But he said that he sees a lot of his attributes in Hyu Lee, which is super high praise. I mean, Altuve's probably going to be he's probably going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done, I would think. But similar frame, shorter guys, more stout. Obviously Altuve, he packs a big punch, and Lee, doesn't get cheated out of his swings. I mean, he's gonna take his best hack up there, and I don't know, he's just a fun guy to watch. I don't know. I think we talked about it last week. That a punt single attempt where he pushed it to the right side and dove head first into first base, which he ended up being out on after the review. But hey, he's playing hard. He leaves it all out there, and we love to see those extra skills being used. Laying down bunts and stuff like that. So, but my diabolical thought. Kerry Carpenter hit a grand slam on the other day, and had another good game today, even though he was eventually pinch hit inevitably. But I was thinking to myself, we're trying to stack these assets. What would teams offer for a big left-handed power bat, a guy that's proven in the playoffs, been super clutch. I mean, a guy like that could be, could push you over the, push the team over the top and, be a to push you into the World Series. I mean, what could we, if and he's a platoon player for us. He's not an everyday player. What would a team offer? Is that somebody that they could? That's got to be somebody that the team might pick up the phone for. There's no way that they think to themselves, oh, well, they would never give up Kerry Carpenter. I mean, he only plays. He's limited. It might be that next team that lets him play every day. But I mean, is it the craziest thing in the world to think that somebody might be offering him? Might be calling Sky Harris's line and picking and seeing what what they could get for him.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, impactful, timely hitting, playoff hitting. God knows in the last few years we have been just anemic as hell on offense, and he has come through time and time again in that aspect, clutch late innings too as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many years of arbitration he's got left, but I mean, he's going to be cheap, and if he's got even one more year, boy, that return better be. If I'm Harris, I'm like, yeah, I want like 2 your top 15 or 2 your top 12. I mean, that's the asking price because they got
could get
another year
you
of
can't
control.
even get that for Skubal.
Well, that's a little different situation because Skubal's a free agent with an unknown CBA after next year. At least Carpenter, I would assume, again, speculation, that anyone that's under normal arbitration control is probably going to still be in some type of hybrid system like that, but probably whittled down. So if he's got 2 years, could be one, etc. But yeah, Kerry's cheap right now. He's not getting much in terms of salary. To your point, he's part-time player. In my opinion, he should be an everyday player. And his stats probably would be a little bit better, and he'd probably get a little more out of it. But no, I would expect some teams to pick up the call and just see what the general asking price is every so often to see where they're at. Because we talked about it offline, sure, there's nothing wrong with offering Riley a big extension. The only thing is, in my Scott Harris hat of value, thanks to Illich, he'd be cheaper. You could get Kerry for way cheaper for the same amount of years than Riley. And Riley, if you trade him now, where he's got Gold Glove, he's up there and hitting home runs. I mean, he's just as impactful and plays. I think he's played every game this year, and he's only missed a handful of games last year. He's to your point about Torkelson, he's the real Iron Man, and he'd get you an absolute haul if you're trying to stack assets and save a boatload of money on the back end of an extension in the aspect with Green. But Kerry's a very interesting piece as well, and I would be surprised if there's at least a few teams that make a call more than a few times between now and the trade deadline.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they would be messed up if we got rid of Riley Green. I mean, he's a 2-time All-Star, could have possibly been an All-Star. I mean, the fan voting is kind of crazy, but I think that they are doing a disservice to Kerry Carpenter because any value that we could have had for him, I mean, they're going to look at you like, okay, how much could you really ask for a guy that's never been an All-Star, never played how can you demand 2 top 15 prospects for a guy that you don't even play every day? So as you can see, he's an unrestricted free agent in 2029. So that's still a ways from now. He's 28 years old though. So he's not super young. He took the long way. Well, not the long way, but he was a 15th round pick from Virginia Tech. I mean, he wasn't a highly touted guy coming out of college. So, but I was going to pull up his splits. Oh yeah, I got it right here.
I mean, if you trade for him with 2.5 years of team control, you're playing him every day, damn near. I don't see why you wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't, and it doesn't work out, and you want to flip him, you're going to get maybe a third of what you gave up back in return. Like the law of diminishing return, if that was the case.
And when you look at the stats, the one thing that jumps out at me, been much better with runners in scoring position, 282. And yeah, and why he was ever hitting first, second. I mean, look at these averages for batting first, batting second, batting eighth. Like, how did that? Oh no, that must have been a pinch hit situation. There's no way. Because right in the middle of the lineup, 281, 250, 313. There's no reason that he should have been anywhere but in that position. But I guess they figured out that Dingler's better in the two hole, and he was better in the middle of the lineup. So, so yeah, I don't know. Hey, if I'm a team that needs a big left-handed power bat in the middle of my lineup or anywhere around that, why not? Especially he might be worth. He might be worth a couple top 15 prospects with the fact that he's making $3 million this year, and he's still got a couple years of control left. So I don't know. Not gonna play him. Not gonna play him every day. I mean, why?
I would. I mean, I've been banging that drum for over a year. He's got to play every day, at least to see the splits. And now, if he absolutely sharks the bed against lefties for another 100 at bats and hits 100, okay, then I think the experiment's over, and he's probably gonna be limited to against right-handers or very limited lefties. But the guy's got some clutch home runs against lefties too, and in the postseason. So it's like you roll that risk in the playoffs with him because it's paid out. And there have been his moments. He lives for a late season, end game, playoff. Here I am. I'm him.
and I'll never forget it. Although this was not right, I'll never forget it. This wasn't against a lefty, but Emmanuel Clase, a guy that was getting MVP votes, take some yard in a huge Cleveland series. But yeah, as you can see, he's only got 14 at bats this year against lefties. Couple hit by pitches. Of course, he struck out a couple, 4 times. But yeah, they probably have no thoughts. Oh man, for sure. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. He's either got some serious dirt on somebody, or he's just I mean, I think somebody said that Dan Dickerson was just, he's just a great guy. Like he's gotta be beloved in that dugout because I mean, he's getting the most high leverage and most pivotal at bats in the course of the end of a game, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to my brother. I mean, we got a lot of this team is going to look very different, if not at the end of this year, moving forward to next year. You got a lot of guys that are on expiring deals. Finnegan, Jansen, 2 guys that should not be coming back. Maybe Finnegan, but he's getting up there in age and looks washed. Jansen, we know he's washed. Torres, he's on the last year of his deal. Flaherty, last year of his deal. Jahmai Jones. There's no way you can bring him back next year.
Jake Rogers,
they'll probably sign him for free, basically. Like I think he
still has control. He's got minor league option for another year, believe it or not.
Really? So yeah, he'll be here. Who else? Baez will be in his last year finally. Well, I was talking about next year. There's no way Outman comes back either. But hey,
the guys who signed the last 24 months. I would say he's an 80% odds chance that Harris brings him back for $1 million.
That's great. I think Vierling is probably he's probably what's his situation?
I don't know. You're gonna have to keep a right-handed bat around somewhere if you're getting rid of, with Baez and Torres done, and Baez getting 1 more year. If Jake's not around, at least at the parent club, and Jones gets cut, not too many righties left.
So he's under control for 2027, and he becomes a free agent in 2028. So yeah, he'll be around. He's one of those guys that has,
And I want to say Torkelson has 1 more year of control, which makes
another guy that I'm sure we have another year of control, but probably should be we should be trying to trade him for a bag of balls, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, even still, Mize is a free agent after this year. Who knows if he'll be around? So although the roster looked very similar to last year, this year, it could look a lot different going into next season. Green will likely be around.
Parker, team control.
Parker, McGonigal is around for the foreseeable future. Dingler will be around for a long time. Melton.
Yep. You'll get
Job and Olsen. Yeah, Job will be healthy. Olsen will hopefully be healthy, but I don't know. They got to shake this up. They gave. I mean, it's like the Pistons. The Pistons. We love the core. We love the success we had. We finished fourth or fifth in the East 2 years ago. We finished first this past year, and now it's time to shake things up. They just traded their longest tenured player in Isaiah Stewart to open up some cap space so they can go out and get a star. I mean, that's probably the last thing they wanted to do, but you gotta continue to ascend. You can't, after winning 60 games last year, and probably should have been in the Eastern Conference Finals. Trajan Langdon understands I cannot afford to not be in the mix again, especially with the East getting stronger. But that's basketball. I don't want to get too far into that.
That's a good point. I think a lot of the GMs are in the similar boat, so it's a good analogy.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, crazy enough, the Lions are. It's no longer, oh, we almost made the playoffs, or oh, we made the playoffs, or oh, we won a game. Like, it's to a point now to where it's like, nah, we want to see you get to that next level, and it's difficult. We talk the Pistons. I think Ibuka might be a steal for the Pistons. Yeah, that's been. Pennington, I appreciate Pennington's Sasquatch. He's a new viewer of the show, man. If you're not subscribed already, man, subscribe to Bleachers to Speakers and Corner to Copa as well. We had that Pistons offseason show went crazy, man. We had over 1,000. I haven't seen us crack 1,000 since that Kerry Carpenter game.
Yeah.
Went crazy.
That was like a 2-hour show. It was the longest show by far.
For sure. That might be my longest show ever. I'm not gonna lie. But it was like, I got a relish. I had a relish in this. I've never seen this many people at one time.
To your point, we've got stars across all four, or prime impactful players that are either, looking to want out or have, legally found their way out, criminally speaking. So, it's a shitstorm here in Detroit in terms of that aspect, and obviously Larkin with the Wings and Duran and a few others with the Pistons, and now Scooble. And to your point, back to looping this around with Mize, if he is not still bitter about that $25K in arbitration, I would love for them to make him like a 4 or 5 year deal and basically be that transitional ace after Fromber whenever they decide the options are not worth anymore. I would like for him to be projected to be the new number one for those 4 or 5 years, with Montero getting extension, Job and Olsen and Melton. And that's suddenly looking like a very formidable rotation that's all of a sudden younger and just as dynamic from both sides, left and right. But I don't know where his head's at. And if he sees the writing on the wall too and wants out, then c'est la vie.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants the bag, and if Detroit is willing to work with him, I think he has some comfort level here. But this season has not been fun for anybody, I would think. So that's gotta mean something. So I don't know what other teams' interest around the league would be for him, but outside of Melton, who obviously missed a month or two to start the year, Mize has been our best pitcher this year, and not Scooble. Scooble, in his 5 starts since he's been back, has an ERA of 4.96. I mean, that home run bug has really bit him, and not from too many like top names. Like not talking about J Ram. We're talking about Schneeman, and I don't even know these guys. I don't even know. I mean, Goldschmidt. Of course, we all know Goldschmidt, but yeah, he's giving up a lot of home runs to miscellaneous dudes early in the game too. The one he gave
Well,
up
that's
in yeah, it has been just I don't know. I don't know. I can't even really put a finger on what it what's been going on because the velocity's been there, but I think the fear is gone. I don't know. Has he been the same since he hit that dude in the face?
oh yeah.
That was the end of last year.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, he looked good his first start or two this year. I think he pitched in the San Diego series, looked good. He got a win. He had a win in two of his first four starts. But yeah, once he went on the injured list, they have not won a game of his that he has started, and he has not had a win since April 18th.
Yeah. So it's been odd. It's been the one thing that you could kind of hang your hat on somewhat. And as you said offline, he's kind of tanking his value. I mean, I think people aren't going to really pay too much attention to it. They're going to say, hey, I got an opportunity to add him to an already competitive starting line, starting pitching staff. I'm going to take my chances because he is a two-time Cy Young. But yeah, it's kind of messed up to think that the longer we wait and the more he struggles, the lesser his value could possibly be. So yeah, we're gonna get to the last break real quick, and then we're gonna talk about the upcoming games and get up out of here. It's almost an hour in. All right, what are the probables for the week?
All right. Well, I have an interesting schedule here. They're on this consecutive days played streak here. They will travel to New York to turn right back around and face those same Yankees in New York, hopefully looking for some explosion of power from Riley Green, who loves playing against the Yankees career-wise. I think prior to the show last week, I went back to his last 2 years or so of splits against Yankees, and he just mashes Yankees pitching, especially in New York. So hopefully some more fly balls as the temperature turns way up here in the Midwest. It's going to get hot and humid for most of the week here. So it'll be Mize against Weathers. These will be some repeat matchups from this week on Monday. Tuesday will be Skubal against current Cy Young hopeful Schlitter. And then Wednesday we'll finish off with Melton against Warren. They will travel to Texas, but they will only play 3 out of the 4 days. Thursday is a mandatory day off considering how many days in a row they've played. So Thursday will be Valdez against Nathan Eovaldi. Friday off day, and then Saturday's series will continue with Flaherty against Quantrill, and finishing up with Mize against the former Vandy standout Rocker. With a small peek ahead beyond the holiday week, they will get a Monday off and play 3 against the A's as they come into town, and then they will have 3 at back home against the hot Philadelphia Phillies. So again, the schedule does not get any easier. All 3 are for those series against teams that are right around their divisional lead or own even a piece of the wild card right now. So the uphill battle will continue towards the trade deadline.
Yeah, and we'll see if the Tigers give us, one more tease or glimmer of hope, because that's what they tend to do. They just will not fully bottom out. Dang, I thought I had the standings up. I'm sure we're nearing the 10 games out. I know there's a lot of teams ahead of us in the wild card. Let's see. We are 9 games, and we are up. We have 1 less lost than the Royals, so we're up on the Royals. And the entire AL Central, because one thing, if we could just win some series, put together a couple consecutive wins, we'd be okay. But everybody in the AL Central is just flat out mediocre. Everybody's 5 of 5 in the last 10, from top to bottom. So that's not going to help for us after that horrible May that we had. I knew there was some other big names from New York that were out. Max Fried, we miss him. We'll miss, he's only out for 10. He's on a 10-day IL or 15, whatever they call it. So with us playing back to back, nearly back to back series, we'll get to miss him on 2 different series. And Trent Grisham is also out. Who's their center fielder. So and Ryan McMahon, but he's not. So yeah, add that with Judge and Stanton and everybody else. That's a lot of guys. A lot of guys out, a lot of offense, and here we are still not able to outscore them. So at any point, oh, my boy Rod's in the building. Hey, yeah, let me know, man. I don't have too much to the baseball draft. I don't really have much, but that's my guy from what's the name of that old channel we used to record on? They got their own Tiger Shaw. He does the minor league report. When you see the videos from the minor league report, that's that's the channel.
Okay, yeah, I follow that. Yeah,
but yeah, man, hit me up, Raj. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so yeah. I can't remember. I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about.
I would say if we did do some of those trades or whatever, and it, like Torres goes and they send down Rogers, I'm like Nito for the backup naturally, and if it doesn't work, then he just goes right back being a minor league player. And I like Hyu Lee kind of being this pseudo backup to Colt or McGon, whoever is the primary second baseman, or if he ends up being a true platoon at second. From a swing standpoint, he swings probably the wrong word, swings a violent bat, but he swings with intensity. And that ball is going to go. He's not necessarily a Deadpool hitter, and I think that's going to help him. But I like what I've seen from him to stick around and earn more playing time on a more regular basis going forward, if that's the direction they choose. And we've seen Nito, going back to last spring training when he whacked 4 home runs and hit 350. Like, he's capable of it, and Dingler could really use a true day off. But I mean, his bat is so hot right now that you can't take him out of the lineup.
Yeah, and so you were talking about when you said Nito, you're talking about sending Rogers down, or in a trade situation.
Tomas Nito. Yeah, I mean, at this point, if he goes by trade, because I feel like he'd be a package with someone. By himself, he ain't worth anything. Like, I'm sorry. Good defensive catcher, but there's a lot of good defensive catchers out there. And if you can't hit your weight, which he isn't, I don't know who would want him unless it was an advisory role to a younger catcher, you know what I mean, to kind of mentor him. But I think it's time. It's run its course. Verlander may not pitch again, potentially. So between him and School being traded, I don't really see a need for him to have that veteran catcher back there to catch one of the other veteran pitchers anymore. And just kind of see what some of the other guys got. Like Briseño is back, right? Lorenzo's hurt Briseño's out for a while. So, I mean, we don't really have too many other options right now that are healthy. So, because Torque would be the other guy I would like to target and give those ABs to someone else. But that's kind of a domino effect at first base at the moment.
Yeah, like as Raj said, I mean, it's definitely some politics in it. Rogers and Hinch are definitely. I think Hinch might have drafted. Did he draft Rogers back before he was traded for Verlander? Was he around then? I don't know.
Could have been. It's possible. Yeah. Unless it was during the 1-year ban that he had after they got caught cheating.
Nah, but that would have been before. Before the cheating incident, I would think. But yeah, I mean, Rogers hasn't. I don't think he's sniffed 200 in a while. So I don't know. But yeah, Briseño, I did see a ranking that still has him like top 3 as far as catching prospects, which speaks volumes to a guy that hasn't played a single regular season game all year. So, but yeah, eventually when this team bottoms out, they start trading guys away. I think Torres, if teams are banking on a healthy Torres, he could help some teams. He can hit the top of the lineup. He's a contact guy. He doesn't strike out. He has occasional pop. We've seen it a little bit this year. I'm not mad at seeing how you play every day. Why not? I mean,
yeah. But the only thing is the money. The teams are going to want Detroit to eat. Remember, we gave him a qualifying over $20 million, like over his market value. So
for 1 year, though, for just the rest of the year,
just 1 year, we.
I'm saying, would they care about eating the rest of the next 2 months? Like,
why? Well, think about it. Why didn't we cut Cobb or Maeda, or especially Maeda? He had a year and a half left, but it was because the money was too high. They were paying him too much money. That if a team wanted to claim him, they're like, yeah, we're going to need you to pay off some of that. We're not picking up the full contractual amount. And frankly, Gleyber's one of the worst defensive D-WAR players at second base. And if that's the only thing you're trading him for, I'm sure not paying him the $10 million difference at the halfway point. I'm asking you to give me $5 more million, and we'll make a deal for that. Otherwise, that'll be a tough ask. You won't get much back from him in that case.
Yeah,
the price is too high, and he's been hurt a lot over the last year.
Yeah, yes. I mean, we had him tape. We were taping him together just to get him to the playoffs. I mean, dude had a whole hernia. So
we bought out all the leftover Bondo out there.
So yeah, and Motor City Metrics, that's the name of the YouTube channel that Raj and the guys, they do a really good job. They do about a decent amount of shows per week. So check the guys out. That's where Bleach the Speakers actually started. We started on Motor City. You go back to the throwback days, we were on Motor City Metrics. So, but yeah, we are over the hour mark. We talked about a whole lot, which I feel like we always say. At the end of the show, we get going on our soapboxes, but subscribe to the channel. I think with Torres, someone wouldn't mind picking up the check. Defensively, he has held his own. The metrics don't look good for him or Green, but I see them make some nice plays out there. But with this deadline, should be interesting. He said, but with this deadline, should be interesting. You guys keep up the go. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, Raj.
But yeah, it's. I think somebody, because once the trade deadline gets going, you got your hot names, and then you got some guys where it's like, oh, Gleyber Torres, he's play another guy that's battle tested. He's got a name on him. He's not hitting 40 home runs anymore, but a lot of guys get moved during the trade deadline, and the fact that he's on an expiring deal, we certainly shouldn't be out there asking for too much because our season is good. Let's be real. So, subscribe to the channel. Bleachers to Speakers, Corner to Copa. We're here every week as we get closer to the All-Star break and the trade deadline. We're definitely gonna keep you guys up to date on what's going on, and we'll be back next Sunday. We got the 4th on. Yeah. We got the 4th on Saturday.
Your birthday party this weekend where everyone's attending.
You said what?
250th birthday. Everyone's attending this weekend. America.
Oh, okay. Is it 250?
250 years, baby. 1776.
Oh, yes. Yeah. All right. So, yes, stay tuned. We'll be back. And enjoy your week. It's going to be hot. Stay cool, Midwest.
Get your lick back. If a nigga gon' do something, ain't no chit chat. Better stay up out the way, don't get your shit splat. Stop letting this shit slide and